Hey folks, it's not typical that I make a video dedicated to a bug, because most major bugs tend to get fixed in a reasonable time. But this size 2 shield bug has been around for over a year, so it's worth mentioning what it is and how you can deal with it until SIG fixes it. Let's get into it. If you've ever been in a bounty and you feel like you're hitting all your shots, but the enemy just won't die, you've probably ran into this bug. The infinite size 2 front shield bug. Back in 3.17, the size 2 shields were changed from being a single-faced bubble shield to a double-faced front and back shield. The new shield still covers the entire ship, it's just split in the middle between the front and the back faces. That introduced a new bug with NPC ships that had size 2 shields where the shield was actually desynced from the ship when the ship was moving. At least this was the reasoning that they gave us at the time. The result is that if you're shooting energy-based weapons directly at the front of an enemy with size 2 shields, the damage frequently gets registered against the rear shield instead. But once that rear shield goes completely down, the damage doesn't actually go to the ship's hull, so now you're stuck shooting at the front of a Hurricane or Valkyrie or Vanguard that keeps staring directly at you, mockingly and taunting you with lasers. And this bug only applies to NPCs, not players, so you don't get this buggy advantage for your size 2 shields. The simplest and most common way to beat this bug is to land your shots on the top, bottom, sides, or rear of the target. One option is to speed towards your target at an angle that's above them or below them and get your initial shots on them from there before they fully start engaging you. Once they've reacted to your presence, they'll either try to disengage to fire missiles or face towards you and engage you with their guns. If they're running, quickly speed up and over them so that you can land shots from above them. If they're engaging you, you'll need to rate battle them, which means simultaneously pitching and strafing so that you can get above or below them. Your target will try to stay pointed directly at you with their infinite front shield, but what the rate battle does for you is that it arcs your shots around their front shield so that they hit the top or bottom and actually register damage. Don't try to use your left to right yaw axis for this, because almost every ship is better at pitching and strafing up and down. Depending on their movement, you may need to roll your ship as well to keep a favorable position over your enemy. If you can't make it happen, you might need to disengage and try again, or maybe roll 90 to 180 degrees and change the direction of movement while boosting to try to catch them off guard. You do need to be cautious when changing direction though, since slowing down your movement will make you an easier target for the enemy and their escorts. The other main way to beat this issue is by using weapons that do physical damage, which are ballistic weapons and missiles. Since 3.18, all the ships except the Pisces have between 50 and 60% damage resistance to physical damage on their hull, but physical damage mostly passes through shields to help make up for it. And it's this physical shield penetration that we're after, because the infinite size 2 front shield will still let physical damage through. At maximum shield, 70% of your physical damage gets through the shield and goes straight to the hull, which is enough to kill the targets. As the shield goes down, the ballistic damage that passes through the shield increases up to 100%. Overall though, the ballistic weapons aren't as good of an option as they used to be thanks to the high hull physical damage resistance, tankier targets across the board, new targets like reclaimers, and ammo limitations. But if you want to make it work, you can use the 84B and 85B Gatlings, and any ballistic cannon except for the C788s, since these all do a decent amount of damage before needing to be reloaded. Ammo still will be an issue though, so this works best on ships with lots of guns or lots of missiles since they can put out more total damage between reloads. My favorite ballistic ship actually happens to be the Corsair, since it's got 6 weapons and 4 large missile racks. But the Connie isn't a bad option either. The last thing I'll mention is that sometimes you can get lucky and hit the enemy from the front and have your damage actually get registered. I've done, no joke, thousands of VHRTs since this bug existed, and I can't find a consistent rhyme or reason to it. But if you're stuck shooting at their front, I think aiming for the side edge of the ship sometimes helps. I've seen front shields go down a few times while shooting at the wings of enemy wardens. Other people have told me that they've been able to get damage to register by targeting different subsections of the enemy ships, which you can do by pressing the number 8 on your keyboard. I haven't personally had luck with that strategy, but I wanted to share it in case it helps you. Really, we just need SIG to fix this already. Since it's desync related, I'm not sure if they're ignoring it until they perform a bigger overhaul, since desync issues seem really difficult for SIG to tackle. What do you folks think? And do you have any other strategies for beating this bug? I'd love to know, and I'll pin a comment with other people's suggestions if they sound promising. And that's all I've got for this video, folks. Come join our Discord or say hi to me on Twitch. And as always, thanks for watching. I hope you've liked this video. Cheers.